Good evening. I am on my last day of my elemental spread study of Blood Moon Tarot, and at least I'm pretty sure it'll be the last day because I think all the positions are down to one card except for air. So let's start with Spirit, and we have the Ace of Honey. Let's see, Ace of Honey. And I'm going to start by just looking at one of the cards, and then we'll do the last cards last. And Justice for air. And in fire we have the Five of Honey. Five of Honey. Fire. And ground, right? That's the last one. Ground. We have the King of Honey. Three honeys is the most honeys I've had in one place. The Knight of Dreams is in water. And what else? Oh, we have 4 cards. So I am just going to go ahead and turn them. We topmost first. We've got King of Dreams and Judgment and the Three of Dreams. Interesting. And I'm going to keep them with air. Kind of ran into the night space there, nut butt. And Three of Dreams. Ace of Honey. Manifestation. Sweet gold dripped from each pool of sunlight. Fruit ripened to bursting, splitting and spilling. I felt filled with abundance, and blooms grew forth from the corners of my mouth. The first card of the suit embodies the energy of honey, earth, and manifestation. It is the hard work of our hands and the ritual of our planting and harvesting. It is the transformation of sunlight into sweet taste of honey. The element of earth can grant you abundance, the gift of slowing down and enjoying life, and the magic of making our dreams a reality. Check in. Ask yourself, how are you rooted in your body and your work? Pause and soak in. Soak in. Enjoy. Root. Root my soul. Root my soul. And delving deeper. Deeper still. Justice. Justice. Who has a lot to say? Balance, fairness, truth. Balance, fairness, truth. How we judge the world around us begins with how we judge ourselves. Sometimes we are like flighty songbirds. We lack discipline. We don't take responsibility for our actions, and we think we can do no wrong. Other times, we're the vulture and the eagle. We're quick to judge ourselves, and picking away at our own hearts can lead to frustration, despair, and self-loathing. Justice balances the weight of these examinations, using the sword to clip the wings of unnecessary thoughts. Justice is about fairness, balance, and truth, and getting what's fair doesn't always mean you'll get what you want. I focused on the internal aspect of this card, being fair and balanced with yourself. The inspiration for this image came from an Egyptian myth from a dream. In the myth, your heart is weighed on a scale against the weight of a feather in the afterlife. In the dream, I was being sent into the underworld. 2 tall green figures, keeping guard in a pale mist, removed all my organs. To take my organs into the afterlife would mean no return. And I went into endless, massive hallways where I spent countless hours washing golden walls covered in detailed reliefs. When I was done, I returned to the green figures at the doorway, and they returned my organs. All was well except my heart, which was small and faintly beating like a delicate dying bird. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to return, afraid for the little heart cupped in my hand, so I held it close. It strengthened, and I woke up. This card asks, what is the state of my heart and my head? Are they working in harmony? Where do I lack discipline? Where am I too critical? What do I consider to be fair? How do my inner judgments affect my judgments of the outside world? How do I bring balance into my environment? What are the hard truths of the situation I am facing? Am I only accepting truths that I want to hear? That's where I like. And I was going to read them later. I'm going to read them now. So now we're going to move on to the King of Dreams. King of Dreams, community. His magic makes the impossible possible. In his cloaks he carries the kingdom of the mind, illusion, imagination, ideas. It is his duty to share the secrets of those mysterious lands for the benefit of all. The King of Dreams shares knowledge and nurtures others' development. How can you be a problem solver in group settings? How can you be clarity to community issues? How can you offer kind and helpful insights without being emotionally invested? Are you willing to, boy, not really. Emotional investment. Are you willing, despite your skill, to return to the state of learner, the Page of Dreams? Who are keepers of knowledge in your eyes, and what role have they played in your life? And judgment. forgiveness, acknowledgement, integration. Excuse me. Judgment brings trauma and fears to the surface, and it is our task to examine how those things affect us. What are you afraid of? What mistakes are you refusing to acknowledge? What ordeals have you endured? These wounds to our psyche will fester when ignored. The painful surfaces in many ways, some of which can cause harm to ourselves and others. It is a pain that haunts us no matter how deeply we bury it. Judgment is about doing the work to mend these wounds, to acknowledge those painful experiences and integrate them in a way that gives us peace. Judgment is a challenge card because it asks us to do difficult inner work, but it also offers us a doorway to healing and renewal. We are all capable of investigating our wounds or working through our traumas to raise from the pain with new power. This may dear, excuse me. This may be a time when you would most benefit from shadow work or get a lot out of your sessions with a good therapist. When you are able to take the shadowy parts of your inner landscape and look at them in the light, you may find a wholeness you hadn't been able to acknowledge before. This card asks what you're afraid of examining within yourself. What are you afraid of revealing or discovering? What mistakes are you refusing to acknowledge? What shame or guilt do you carry? What ordeals have you endured? How have you ignored your wounds and left them to fester? What work can you do to heal? What does the path beyond pain and fear look like for you? And the Three of Dreams. Pain. And when my heart broke, the world dissolved into shadow. I found myself lost, alone, and soon at the mercy of strange beasts with unblinking eyes and a taste for sorrows. 3 is not necessarily about physical pain, but emotional and mental anguish. Are you consumed with painful thoughts? Have they swallowed you to the point that you are struggling to ground yourself in reality? How can you ground yourself again? What would happen if you reached out to look that pain in the eye? Would you meet it with gentleness or with fury? Is this pain trying to protect you from further harm, like the pain your brain uses to make you pull your hand away from a candle flame? Or is it a pain that feeds on you for its own survival? Interesting ones. I don't know that I'm going to get stuff written down for all of these, but that is just fine. And so let's read Honey. 5 of Honey. Desperation. Desperation of fire. Winter arrived early, wrapping its cold fingers around the trees. Soon all that remained of the summer was worm-eaten and home felt miles away. 5 is about struggling to make it through times of rejection, failure, burnout, and scarcity. We are sometimes forced to compromise in these times, and it can be difficult to reconcile those choices with our values and expectations. Are you experiencing a time of scarcity and struggle? Scarcity or struggle? What compromises have you had to make? Have they clashed with your values and expectations? Where can you find shelter in this time of struggle? How can you survive and recover from this time? And the King of Honey. Community. His joyful laugh is like the rustle of leaves in full summer. All his gold and green, where he walks wearing a crown of sunlight and a mossy beard. He wakes the wealth of the earth and raises each small seed to the mightiest of trees. The King of Honey benevolently supports community projects, knows how to encourage the best work from others, and is a good judge of what needs to be improved. How can your skill benefit the community? How can you help individuals act flawlessly as a group? How will your projects affect the world when you are no longer around? Are you willing to guide and encourage those who lack experience but may bring new ideas? The Page of Honey. What skills or trades can you pass on to others? Are you willing to share your skills, or would you let a craft die with you? Who has mastered their craft, and what role have they played in your life? Thinking points. And so, Night of Dreams in water. Expansion. Some haunted thought of failure traced over the knight's mind, but he sat stoic and wove the thing's teeth into his own armor and his own spears. The Night of Dreams about pushing the limits of your knowledge in an attempt to learn and grow. Knowledge and limits. emotions. What have you learned from your failures? What philosophical arguments are you cautiously drawn to? Are you playing the devil's advocate for the sake of being contrary? Are you making choices that don't consider the emotions of others? How can you be mindful of emotional landscapes while exploring logical ones? Well, my little words that I wrote down, that's just where that's going to go. And let's call this good. And I am going to trade things around so that has better light. Or not, I don't know. Let's see. That'll be okay. Stay safe, everybody. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to turn this on. There. That's better. And my sparse and very cryptic notes tonight. Stay safe, everybody. Peace. Love you all.